Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Lee Pitts Live. We are here at an auspicious occasion, the celebration of the 96 class reunion for the historic Dunbar High School right here in Fort Myers, Florida. Largely African-American community and a high school that was integral in the part of segregation, integration, and Jim Crow era. We've arrived to this point in the 21st century where people have come from all over to celebrate 96 years of excellence. I've even got a chance to interview a 100-year-old graduate from Dunbar High School. And we moved to the modern era. I think you said class of 64, right?
Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Chapman, the eminent Dr. Chapman, the renowned educator, and of course, an icon and a Lee Pitts Live Person of the Year. To my right, the current band director, music exec, the maestro, also a Lee Pitts Live Person of the Year award recipient, who's directing the Dunbar Marching Tigers. All of these people have assembled under this roof on this night to celebrate 96 years. So we will begin with the legend, Dr. Shirley Chapman.
Yes.
Class of 1964.
Yes.
You know, I was just being born around that time. I'm so glad that you paved the way for people like myself and Doc Irving.
Yes.
Just what's going through your mind being here to celebrate 96 years?
Well, I'm grateful that I'm still here. And I tell you something else I'm grateful for. I don't know how many people would admit it, but I'm grateful that I graduated from a segregated school.
Wow.
Because what happened is they took all of our excellent teachers from Dunbar and spreaded them across the district. As a matter of fact, Miss Ida Baker was my English teacher in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And as you know, they have a school named after her. And then we have other people that they sprinkled all over the place. And I am just so glad that I got to really get an excellent education from my black teachers.
Whoa, that's something heavy to
That's
say.
deep. That's deep.
Now, Doc, you're a man immense in education, immense in the world, traveled, listened to a lot of educators, your parents and so on. Went to a historical black college, FAMU, if I'm not mistaken.
Morris
Right?
Brown.
No, Morris Brown.
There you go.
Ah,
Morris Brown is Savannah State.
yeah.
Yes.
So when you hear her say that and you're here in the modern era, you can appreciate what she's saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what she's saying, it actually rings true today. You know, our students are missing that part of the history. That is a very important part of what the community has grown from. Our students still need to know that history, and I'm glad we still have those like Dr. Chapman around that can pass that knowledge and that history on, because if we don't know what we had, we don't know what we can get.
Right. And we had a huge turnout throughout this last 3 days for the
Yes.
reunion, different events, and tonight is sort of culminating with the reunion in here and the homecoming celebration next door.
Yes.
Tell people what's going on the property today at Dunbar High
Well,
School.
right now the students are enjoying their homecoming dance right now in the auditorium. I'm sorry, in the cafeteria.
Got
and
DJ Skinny Sean over
DJ
there
Skinny
on the
Sean
one
is
and
on the ones and
we
twos.
got
Red Dog over
here.
here.
That's it. How you gonna get both of those guys spinning the records at the same time?
in the same building. It's awesome. The vibe in the entire on the campus right now is just amazing. It's almost like having our own HBCU homecoming.
That's what it feels like to me.
It really feels like we got our own world here, and it's an amazing feeling. Walking through the front part of the school, you got the current students. They up there cutting the rug and having a good time. Come on down the hallway a little bit. You still got the same spirit, generations apart, but it's the same spirit of pride and love for this school.
Dr. Chapman, listen to this band director, this music director. You've gotten a chance to see the Dunbar High School band perform. How does that make you feel in terms of keeping the tradition alive and seeing a marching band?
I am just excited. I'm overwhelmed. They do an awesome job. And not only that, but I also let him know. I mean, and regardless of the number that's in the band, you can hear them loud and clear. You know, they're louder than people twice their number size. That they do an outstanding job.
Now, when you were a student at Dunbar High, you went to the school on High Street?
Yes, and then ended up on Edison where the school is now. Because when I moved over there, we were in 11th grade.
Okay. Did you guys have a marching band back then?
Yes, yes.
What was it like?
Oh, it was awesome. I have to tell you.
Did you heard some history?
It was
about
awesome.
I did. I believe that was.
It
Mr.
was awesome.
I believe that was Mr. Morris Brown around those
Yeah,
years.
it was awesome.
Really? That
That was his name.
that had anything to do with the school?
Not with it. He just had a very good name.
Yeah,
Mr. Morris Brown.
It was awesome.
And my
and
understanding.
they were so good. They used to be called Lil Fam U.
Lil FAMU. That is true.
Lil Fam U.
That is true. I found that out. Whenever FAMU would go to Miami, Dunbar High School would always be the school requested to be right behind them. Yeah,
Lil FAMU.
Lil
Yeah,
FAMU.
that's what they used to be called. And Marshall Williams, that's here, his wife, the photographer. Oh, he was awesome.
Oh, we call him Bass on Slim.
You learn something new every day.
History.
My understanding is you were the cheerleader at Dunbar High, but not only were you the cheerleader, you were the head cheerleader.
Yes,
Go
I was
ahead.
the captain.
Go ahead on.
I was the captain of the cheerleaders.
The captain of
That's
the
tough.
cheerleader.
That's
Yeah.
deep.
Dr. Chapman, everything you get in, you end up leading it.
Yeah, and
Yes.
you know, and my mother, I made 5 A's and a B plus, and my mother threatened to take me off the cheerleader squad if I didn't bring that B plus up.
You heard that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just the way it was in my house.
Lee Charter Academy, your legacy. She was the principal at Lee Charter Academy, which is still one of the biggest and most significant education institutions that we ever had in the Lee County school system. Congratulations on what the great work you did at Lee Charter Academy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you seeing some of your classmates here tonight?
Oh, I see a lot of my classmates, and I see a lot of students that I've had that walk up and say thank you, and parents that say thank you because of the hard work that we did and how it paid off. Because I tell teachers all the time, children don't care what you know until they know you care.
Right,
It is.
right.
So it's
That's
been
it.
beautiful.
What do you hope that people take away? What do you hope that people take away from this experience this weekend?
That they need to continue to strive for excellence.
Yes.
And regardless of the pitfalls they find themselves in, don't let that stop them. Just keep on keeping on.
Here at the current Dunbar High School, do you guys, and everything that you do you feel the echoes of the past and how it's important that you hold up that great tradition of the high school, whether it's academics, sports, band, the arts, the works?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Looking at Cameron talk about
It's
that.
important. It's very important when you uphold those things. The students that are walking through these halls now are the future of this community. They got to know where they came from. My students, they got to know what the alma mater means. That's the first thing we learn in choir. Learn the alma mater, written by Hazel Shanks. Learn the words to that alma mater and what it means for pride in this school. And when they sing it, they know what it means. So it is important, and it is very important. And I hope that Dr. Chapman, thank you so much as a current educator for paving the way and giving us the foundation we need today to teach those kids that we got today. You know, and as you said earlier, those kids, when they know that you care and they know that you've got a stake in them, you can move a mountain.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the things I noticed here at Dunbar High School, and you can add on to this, Maestro, that the people who work here is more than about a check. I mean, you guys put in extra hours, you do a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
And seeing, like I was talking to your principal earlier, and I said a lot of the people who work here, they never leave. They hit a whole time, like Aubrey Daniels and all. people like yourselves, y'all get here, you the longest tenured band director here, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about how it's bigger than just being a teacher. It's personal.
It is. This community needs leaders. We are developing young leaders, but we need those leaders now. Those kids need people to look up to. We realize it's not just about teaching what's in that book. It's not just about teaching what's on that computer. It's life skills. It's people skills. It's learning how to function in society. And shout out to Carl Burnside, our principal here at Dunbar High School, because he has done an amazing job of assembling a team that's here for that purpose. Every single one of us that works here, we spend hours way over the time that we should be here because we care. And we know here at Dunbar, where achievement is the expectation, we're going to get those kids to that achievement.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Dr. Chapman, I want you to come in on two things. We're going to take them in order. One, I want you to make some comments about Carl Burnside as a principal here. And two, I want you to make some comments about academics and how it's still so important for us as African Americans to make it here in this country.
I have nothing but accolades for Mr. Carl Burnside, and he knows that. I've been an advocate for him.
That's the principal here.
And I've gone out and recruited.
And he's been here since the building of this new school.
Some of the excellent students that I had at Lee Charter that were getting ready to go to other schools. I said, listen, I told the parents they need to go to Dunbar. I said, because let's face it, not everybody's going to college.
Right.
But they can get what they need here, that they can walk out of here and end up getting a job paying $25,000 a year at least. And so I've been very pleased at what I've seen, and I have communicated that to him. That's the first thing. And then the second thing,
I asked you about academics,
the academics,
and black people.
Academics are high on the shelf. Yes. They're high on the shelf. Do you know that, I've checked it out, do you know that we have a waiting list of other folk that are not African American that wants to get into Dunbar?
This school.
But yet our people, a lot of them want to go somewhere else. And and I try to tell them, you got it all backward. I said, you really have it backward.
I know you're going to get you to speak on that.
Yeah. I said, but so I'm telling you, he's doing an outstanding job.
Brainwashed.
And the children are really learning
Brainwashed.
a lot. I'm just very impressed.
One of the top schools in the world, Microsoft certified.
That's right.
All types of accolades. And Carl Burnside has gone up to Congress and testified before the Congress.
That's right.
That's the kind of respect this school has all around the world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And go ahead and elaborate on what she said. And first, I don't want to make a mistake in making people think that this school is just for blacks and it's all black students here, but certainly it's in the heart of the African American community. So
I was just going to, I'm agreeing with what Dr. Chapman says, and you got to call a spade a spade. There has been a stereotype that was attached to this school, a long time ago, and that stereotype it's been hard to live down. But again, Carl Burnside has been making those moves to knock that wall down of that stereotype. We've got world champion Microsoft students. We got state champion and world champion athletes. We've got everything coming out this school that every other school can do.
And top musicians.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Getting scholarships.
Absolutely. Last year, I must say, we had 100%.
Roll that out.
We had 100% of our graduating band students with scholarships to go to any school they wanted to go to.
100%.
100%. And every single one of them took it.
Wow.
That means we're doing
something
right.
Great.
And it also says it's not just about what they're doing in that band room. They're doing something right in those classrooms also.
Yeah.
I know I'm on them.
Yeah.
Don't come in this band room with them grades falling off because you're not going to be in my band.
But there's a direct correlation between students who are in bands and play instruments and things of that nature and all the discipline associated there too. that spills over into other subjects as well, right?
Absolutely. The first things my students learn being in the band is not about playing notes. And I mentioned this earlier. It's about being a better person, learning your life skills, learning how to use your mind and use your brain to its maximum capability. Achievement is the expectation here.
Yes.
We are going to push that. By arts, by science, by math, we are going to push it. Dunbar High School is on the brink of a new millennium of understanding and development. We're going to do it.
Dr. Chapman, you have been a strong advocate in the civil rights world. People y'all need to know she's the first vice president of the Lee County branch of the NAACP. Has been in the forefront of civil rights activism and progress for all people in this area.
Yes.
Dr. Chapman, you see that there's been a big attempt to roll back history from the books, from teachers being able to teach certain history, slavery and everything else the right way. When you hear those types of things, and I think that the NAACP has already said that Florida is an unsafe place for black people. That's a whole lot. I know the letter came out to them, don't even come here.
That's a lot.
Just kind of summarize where we are on things here in terms of Florida and civil rights.
We're still working. We're still working toward it because there's no way that we can have productive and independent and flourishing students, because if you don't know where you come from, how are you going to know where you're headed?
Exactly.
So it's important that they know about their history, and we are going to do everything we can to see that they get what they need in order to succeed.
This whole thing about history, have it come all the way down to your level yet at the school, or are you just business as usual?
Well, it's come down to the school, but it's always been in my classroom. It's always, and I know I'm just teaching music, but I introduce my students to early African American music. We play older songs in the band on purpose because I want them to go back and listen to these songs. You're not going to hear it on the radio currently. You're not going to hear this anywhere else on some live stream. Go back and listen to some real music. Learn what it is, what made that real music the real music it is. There's some math in there. There's some science in there. There's some reading in there. It all ties together. We're going to connect that path. We're going to connect that present. We're going to do it.
Right here on Leap Is Live. There's just simply nowhere else you're going to get this.
No.
Generations on one accord. Different generations, same motion, move forward. As Dr. King once said, if you can't fly, drive. If you can't drive, walk, run. If you can't run, walk.
Okay, there it is.
If you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you do,
Keep moving.
say that again, Dr.
Keep
Chapman.
moving.
Keep moving.
All moving.
I'd like to leave you guys with that as we close down a historic night.
Yes.
96 years. And who would have thought that 96 years later, there would be a television show hosted by a black man sitting right here on this sacred ground
Yeah.
talking that talk. Leap It's Live, this has been a treat.
Yes.
Been a lot of places, seen a million faces,
Yeah.
done tens of thousands of interviews. None has been quite as fine as these two interviews, and none has been quite as important as to be here at the 96th celebration of the great Dunbar High School reunion.
Yes.
So with that being said, we'll close with our tradition. Miami might have the oranges,
Sure.
but Dunbar High School
Dunbar High
has got the,
Juice.
We got it. We got the juice.
and you know this guy know it from the red carpet.
Dunbar High got the juice.
Love, peace, and soul. We'll see.